Here we go. So we had a little bit of a break, but if you were doing your recording, then you didn't have a break, right? Right. I hear you all screaming. Oh, yes, we did our homework. Cough, cough. Okay, I'm going to have a rod. I have my free weights. I have my chair because I'm going to do body weight loading and I'm going to do free weight circuit. So we're going to do a little circuit. I'm not going to load up on this weight vest today. So we're going to get warmed up quickly and we're going to do a circuit weight training today. Okay? So I have a little chair. I think I have my thing set here. Let me drop it just a bit. That's better, I think. Okay? Anyway, I love seeing who comes back on after I've been gone. And so see if they don't come back on. See, I know they didn't do their homework because they're being sheepish because they're like, oh, I didn't go on the recordings when she was gone, and now I just might as well not do it this month. See, I know how slugs think. So don't think like a slug. I'm glad all of y'all are on here this morning. Let me tell you, I worked really hard in Oklahoma, and then I had this head cold thing. Oh, it's terrible. So see what I'm doing? I'm just stepping up on my little disc. See? Stepping up on my disc, and you're going to feel your foot rock and roll. And I'm going to start just kind of rowing backwards. Just a little movement. Anytime you do any movement, when you're stepping on a stepping pad, and like I'm telling you to go reverse. See, I don't want you to go forward in your rowing. I want you to go reverse. Okay, just that tends to make you do something a little different. I'm reversing my row. So as you step up, I want you to drop your chin. I want you to say rib cage up. Okay? When you step on your disc, some of you almost immediately lock your leg. Keep your knee very soft, almost bent, as you put your weight load into it. And it'll rock and roll you. That's what I'm wanting to happen. Okay? So, especially if you've had like a head cold, or if you've had any kind of sinus kind of issue, and sometimes it goes into your ear and your ears are like plugged up, then you add flying to that, and it's a perfect storm for bad balance or for impaired, I'll say impaired balance. So I'm telling you this so that you put all of this in the mix. Anytime you experience what I call real life and you get unexpectedly sick, whatever it is, you have to adjust a little bit. And when you know your sinuses are plugged, generally you're going to have some hearing issue, just muffled or just weird, just different. And that said, stepping on a balance pad like this, see, like that, you're going to like, oh man, my balance is bad this morning. It's just because your hearing has so much to do with your balance. Okay? So I'm doing repeated, a reverse row. My tummy is tight. My shoulders are down whenever I do that roll. See, I'm not going like crazy. I'm just working right along into a nice range of motion and steady. That's the thing you need to hear when you're doing a warm-up. You want low level and you want steady work. Okay, not fast. Check all those parameters. See, my tummy goes tight when my foot gets on the bench. Drop your shoulders. Yep. Take a breath. So I'm going to call this a recovery workout. If you're recovering from a cold or some kind of an illness or a lack of, you just didn't do too much the last week because you were off or you did different activities. You don't want to come back in on the first workout and just kill yourself, okay? So I know that this is not, you guys out there did not take a break, right? You all did your recordings, right? Don't answer that. Here we go. Okay. Carol did her favorite when you don't want to get out of bed. I know it. I feel it. Okay. Take a breath. Do you see how I've done this steady state? I didn't go fast and furious. I didn't do a whole lot of changing, but I'm doing something a little different. I'm doing a reverse row for my warm-up. We're going to work into body loading, and we're going to pick up some free weights. Now, if somebody's coming on this and they haven't worked with me before, when I say weights, and then you say, oh, let me turn this off, I don't have weights. Again, you can pick up a bag of beans, which you can get them in 4 and 5 pound bags. You can pick up some food. Let's say you're not used to doing, free weight workouts. Well, anytime you pick up a grocery bag, you're doing free weight workout. Okay, a couple more. Some of you that you're working right along with me, you should be breathing a little deeper now. You should start feeling just a little warm. Okay, we got a cool morning here today. It feels wonderful. I wish any of you could come out here and walk around or sit on my patio. Take a breath. Keep all that repeatedly when I was walking through the airport. Oh my goodness. What we do to our neck and our back, upper backs, and actually our whole body, when you're walking around with your head hanging out like this, looking at your devices. Oh my goodness. It's unreal. Okay, take a breath. Now we're going to go into some loading. So we're going to step into that pillow, okay? Just like that. I have this other leg back. Now, if some of you have a lot of balance challenges, when you step on with one leg and you're very conscious about keeping both hips facing forward or down, and you lift that back leg, it might throw you a little bit. And some of you, the minute that you lift the back leg, you know what you do? You turn your hip, and if you don't turn your hip, you stay down, it's going to really make you use this whole part of your leg, front, back, and down here. My knee is bent. Do not turn your hip up. Drop your shoulders, and the minute you release that leg and it starts throwing you everywhere like that, it's very uncomfortable. And so a lot of you who desperately need to do this move correctly and repeatedly so that you do get more endurance and you do get stronger, actually take the bar and put it in front of you and keep that hip down and press lightly down on the bar. Just hold it like this. If that doesn't work for you, put your hands on a wall or bring your chair in front of you, because this is a very important load, because it's very, very specific to the hamstring and the muscles right above your knee, okay? Then when you pick the leg up back here, see, when I pick that up, all right, I have to stay on the pillow, okay? Keep the knee bent. You're going to feel like a shot is hitting you right there if you do this one right, okay? So put that bar right in the middle, or get your chair, put it over in front of you so that you can hold on to it and really work the leg muscles, okay? Your balance systems. So I'm going to put this down. I'm going to turn this so that you see what I'm doing, okay? And I'm going to do exactly what I just suggested of you, okay? Now, take the trouble to do this, you little slugs out there, okay? See here, both hands, 1 foot, hip hinge, knee bent, drop your shoulders, okay? If I were standing with you right now in your little room, I would stand behind you and I would push this down, because in fact, many of you are turning it up like that. And then you swing your leg up and you think you're doing this work. You're not, okay? Check your positioning. If you struggle with your balance, put a chair in front of you, okay? Think of all the parameters. Drop your shoulders. Knee is soft and bent, okay? Then turn my toe in. Why? Because if I turn my toe out, I'm doing exactly what I told you not to do. I'm opening this hip. I don't want to open that hip, because in fact, I want you to lift with your hamstring, but the support for this is coming from your back. Keep your chin tucked, and it's coming from your hamstrings. So this one is tailor-made for people like Kathy, who I don't know if she's on, who need to work on her hamstring carefully, because you can push it over the edge when you're trying to get it stronger. So keep the knee bent, and you're pulling with the heel leading, but your leg is very straight. So I can guarantee you that some of you are bending your knee like this. On this one, I don't want you to. So I can step back into a straight leg. Then I put pressure into this front bent knee. I really push into my whole foot, all 4 corners of my foot that's on the pillow. And I keep my toe turned to my midline, okay? Then when I lift, my heel leads, but my leg is straight. So now keep your back really in neutral position. If your knee is bent here and you're lifting, don't be gripping with your toes. I can tell you, you are going to be feeling this rip-roaring right in here, right up into the hip, because it is holding your whole body on this move. See that? So keep the knee very bent. Pull the heel. Breath. Breath. Keep your shoulders down. Keep your rib cage up and your chin tucked in. Yeah, stay with me. Bend that knee. Keep that toe in. Okay, let's just do 4 more lifts. Here we go. Breath. Here we go. Breath. Just 2 more. Here we go. Breath. 1 more. Here we go. Breath. Step back. And when you bring that supporting leg off, turn the toe out. And oh my goodness, you'll have relief. Yeah, it will release that really tense muscle that was working very hard, okay? See, turn it out, take a breath, bring it back. Walk, 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 walk. Turn it out, take a breath, keep the knees soft, and then come back in. Walk, 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 walk. See that? Totally release. Yay, it works like magic. Okay, not entirely, but okay. Yes, I still have lung congestion, because generally when you have a cold, you have lung congestion. We forgot what colds were. Okay, I switched legs, okay? Yeah, it's right in the middle. I want to bend my knee. I want to push my butt back, drop my shoulders, drop my chin, bring my free leg back here straight. Now, this is my challenged side for my hip because this is my hip replacement. So, in fact, I want to bend it just a little bit more, okay? Tight tummy, and I'm going to keep my toe in, and I'm going to go lift with my heel leading. Lift with my heel leading. Take a breath. Lift. Heel leads. Breath. Keep that hip turned down. How do you do it? By turning your toe into the midline. Yeah. Keep your leg very straight. The one that you're lifting, this one is very bent, okay? Feel the pressure on all four corners of your foot. It's going all over the place in order to achieve this kind of body loading, all right? Big breath, keep that knee very bent. Breath, breath, drop your shoulders. Keep your chin tucked. Yeah, say rib cage up. All those little cues to stay in neutral posture. Okay, keep that knee very bent. All right, breath, breath. So when you've had a hip replaced, you know, it takes some of those nerves that got cut don't come back. And so you have to really think about, put yourself in correct positions so that in fact, you can help all the muscles that are firing to fire. And it ain't gonna feel the same. But you're doing what you can, right? Take a breath. Hang in there with me. Just hang in there with me. Keep that toe turned in. Press down evenly, not too hard. Keep your chin tucked. Try not to jerk the leg as you're lifting it. It's a solid squeeze the whole way up and down. Breath. Keep your knee very soft. Try to stay upright. See, what I tend to do is I start leaning in. Try not to do that. Just notice that that's getting you off the position. Take a breath. Keep it going. You guys doing really, really good. Stay with me. Stay with me. Breath. Just a couple more, okay? I don't want to commit. That's why I said a couple. I don't know if Kathy's counting. See, if I said a number, then she'd make me stop right then. Stay with me. Stay with me. Okay, 3 more.
That's already 50. Way past 50.
Okay. One more. She got me. Okay, take a breath. You're going to step off, and what are you going to do? Turn out with that leg. Turn out with that leg that was holding you. Turn out. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Yes, yes, and yes. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. All right. Now, body load. We did body loading, right? So now I'm going to come over here in my little circuit, and I'm going to pick up light weights. Okay, so for me, that's a 6 and a 6. For those of you out there that are using weights, you know what light is for you. Okay, so I tend to use about a 6. You know, if I start going over 6, then I consider that medium. Okay, for me. So everything is subjective. If this was my son doing this, my sons, but Jeremy is my workout guy mostly, it'd be very different. So look what I've done. I've straddled my little disc, okay, your pillow. And there's some people maybe coming on and you don't have a disc, okay, a foam pad to step on. Well, you can use a pillow. It'll work fine. But these are really great to have for balance work. So here I am. So I'm going to come right here first and pull those elbows back. Then I'm going to go just here, just to top of my knee. See, I'm bent. Then I'm going to come up. So right here, I'm going to squeeze my butt right there. Okay? Then I'm going to come down. All right, now I'm going to add another move. So I'm going to come up, turn, come right here to my shoulders. All right? And come back down. So it's a little turn. So when you're in the downs, and I'm not deep here, so you can go deep if you want to, but just stay a little bit higher. Your toes are pretty forward. You're straddling, all right? You're going to bring it up, pull the shoulders in, drop your shoulders, turn, and pull, okay? Now we're going to start adding repetitions in the positions. So I'm going to go like this, breath, like this, breath, pull. So it's not just my shoulders. I'm sorry. It's not just my elbows that I'm cranking back there. When my elbows go back, I on purpose pull my shoulders back together. Then I release, then I come down, okay? So let's do that again. Are you ready? Push into the heels, number one. Drop your shoulders, number two, okay? Tuck in that chin. Here we go. You're going to come up. You're going to squeeze your butt. Pull the elbows in and pull your shoulder blades together. Then you open and you come down. All right, let's do that a couple more times. Here we go. Up, squeeze the butt. Bring them in. Shoulders in with the elbows. Okay, then you open and come back down. Okay, we're going to do that a couple more times. Breath. One more time. Breath. This is it. Okay, now right now in this position, a little bit of a knee bend, okay? We're going to turn the hands. Don't take your wrist out of neutral here. Now you're going to come right into the front of the shoulder and come back down. Some of you do this move trying to take your elbow out. Don't do that. Keep your elbow in tight. Drop your shoulders. And I'm squatted just a little bit. You see that? I'm a little hip hinged. Okay, so now I'm going to put a little bit more speed on it. Not a lot, but it's a pull with a very neutral wrist. Okay, and I'm rocking from like my heel. Then I come up to the midfoot, to the heel. Try to stay mostly into the heel. But this motion, see, is going to make you rock, and that's okay. That helps your balance. Just don't crunch up your toes. Okay, ask yourself, where's my elbows? See, you should be able to feel those elbows on the sides of you. Don't roll your wrist. Take a breath. Stay with me. This is nice and rhythmic. Don't go super fast and don't go super slow right now. Okay, just hang with me. See, I'm getting a little movement. Goes to the heels, then it kind of goes to the toes. Try to stay in your heels. Say rib cage up, hip hinge, little bit of a squat, see? It's a perpetual squat. Okay, now hold right here. Bring it right to here. And act like you're going to hand me something. See this? Drop your shoulders. Really, really, really drop your shoulders. Go into your heels. And act like you're going to hand me something. Don't curl. Just act like you're going to hand me something. Keep your elbows in. Stay on your heels. Here we go. Stay on those heels. Breath. Woo! Breath. Go. Breath. Tight tummy, tight tummy. Keep the elbows in, except when you're reaching. Reaching, wrists are very, very neutral. No curling in or letting them drop. So it's a 1 and 2 and 3, stay in your heels. Don't be standing straight up. Bend at your hip, bend at your knee. Breath, 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 breath. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, and bring them right here beside your legs, right there. See that? See that? So here, I have 6 and 6. Now I've turned my hands in. I'm not gripping it. They're just kind of hanging off of the fingers here. Okay, I'm standing up, but I'm going to go into a squat. My toes are pretty forward, but they're wider, so I'm not going to go into a big squat. So I'm going to push the butt back, and I'm just going to act like I'm sitting down, okay? I didn't say where. I'll let you decide that. But if you're in third world country, you ain't going to sit anywhere to use the John. So that's a hint. Here we go. Push your heels back, okay? Stay in your heels. And I'm not deep here, but I have 12 extra pounds on my body frame right now, okay? And I'm going to come back, and I'm going to drop back into my heels. See that? I'm going to keep my chin tucked, and then I'm going to go back down into the heels. I'm going to hang out there for just a second. I'm going to hang out there. I'm going to bring these weights, and I'm going to put them right here, okay, and hang on to them with my thumbs. And I'm going to go 1, 2, into the heels, 3, into the heels. Breath, breath, tight tummy. Don't come up all the way. You're staying in a partial squat for this move. See, it's not deep, and I don't come up all the way, but I'm staying in this partial squat. I'm pushing into my heels the whole time. I put the light weights right here on my frame, right here. Breath, tight tummy, breath, go into the heels, go into the heels, breath, 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 heels, breath, hang with me, just a couple more, just a couple, breath, breath, okay, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and come up. Take a big deep breath. I'm going to take these weights, put them in my rack, okay, and then here's my little chair. Okay, I got my tea towel, and I got my little pad here, right? So I'm going to come here. I've done quite a bit of squatting. Oh, not full squats. Then I'm going to go body weight again. So I did body weight, hand weights, body weight. Okay? So here I am on my pad. Yes, I have some congestion in my lungs. And when you start breathing a little deeper, going up and down stairs, doing what we're doing right now in a circuit, moving around, walking, you're going to kick up your cilia. You're going to start waking up and getting all that junk out of your lungs. That's what you want to do. You don't want to just sit and say, oh, I can't do anything because I have a chest cold or I have a whatever cold. You got to get working your lungs gently, okay? Because you want to get that crud up. All right, so here I am on my little pad. I'm going to push my heels down, okay? I'm going to just hold my body up. So I'm going to push down on the heel of my hands so that my elbows are a tiny bit soft. See that? See, they're just a tiny bit soft. Now, in order to do this correctly and not hurt your shoulders, you got to keep your shoulders down, down. Those shoulder blades have to go into the back. Okay, you got it? Now, those of you with shoulder issues, you have to be cleared that this is okay for you to do, okay? Because it is weightlifting. You're lifting your own body weight, right? So That's weightlifting. There's a joke there somewhere, but I'm not going to go there, okay? Drop your shoulders, okay? Here you go. Bring the butt up. Your feet are on your little pillow. But what's happening with your elbows? They need to be soft. And see, I'm just doing little tiny pulses with my elbows, pushing backward. They're just doing a little tiny pulse, a little tiny bend. And it's the backs of those arm muscles, the back part and the top of your deltoids, that's your shoulders. And they should be starting to scream in the backs of the arms right here. See this? Breath, 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 breath. Hang on, I got about 6 more. Hang on, 3 more. Okay, put your butt back on the chair. Swing your arms. Some of you should be making all kinds of hooping and hollering. Like, does she know how many that was? That was really burning me. Yes, it's supposed to be. Okay? And that was only the first set. Don't you feel excited? That was only the first set. We can do a couple more, can't we? See what I'm doing? I'm just recovering. So that should have been a pretty good squeeze back here. All right? So you swing your arms like that. Now we're going to go right back in and we're going to do it a little differently. See, I'm going to push my pad out a little more so that I don't impinge my knees like this when I go down. I want them a little open, all right? Think about how you're sitting. Keep that chin tucked, shoulders down, okay? Rib cage up. You got it? Now your back and your arms stand a very good chance of really innervating. I've opened this out now. So now, instead of just locking out and coming up here and then bending my elbows, what am I going to do? I'm going to act like all of us are fun-sized. What do I mean by that? Well, if you have short little arms, it's very hard for you to get yourself up there. So in fact, we're going to drop ourselves down, okay? So now we're going to go from a down position up, all right? Drop your shoulders, breath, breath. Try to be equal. Try to equalize pressure on both hands. And when you're coming down, you don't come very far. See, I don't ever round and lean forward. It's just a drop. I drop my butt, I lift. Drop my butt, lift. Do not lift your hips. Keep going. Breath, breath. Stay with me. Just 3 more. Stay with me. 1 more. And come back. Swing those arms. Uh-oh. Mac is greeting somebody. Take a breath. Take a breath. Sorry about that. Here we go. Swing out. Okay. You should have been feeling that here. Pretty good. All right. Now what we're going to do is pick up our free weights again. Okay. So I'm going to get up. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go to a medium weight for me. Okay. I'm going to pick up 9s. Now I've got 9s. And I'm going to come back here. Take a breath. All right. So I'm going to do this one seated. Then I'm going to go. So this is our free weight loading. So we're keep doing change ups. Body loading, weight loading, okay? So here I am sitting. I'm going to turn. I'm going to bring them down. I'm going to lean in, drop my chin, take a breath, drop my shoulders, pull right into here. Then I'm going to come right back down. I'm going to stay right in this position. I'm not going to go down here. So I'm going to go from here to here with my body. See that? So you close at the hip a tiny bit, then you open past the 90 degree. See, this is 90 degree, with my hips here, right here. Then I open just a little, and you might say, well, how much do I open? And I would say, you open past the 90-degree until you feel this kick in right here. So if you're keeping your rib cage up and you open, shoulders down, I feel it right there. Then it gets more intense the more you go back. So, excuse me, I don't want to lose my voice. So, some of you would say, are you sure you should be doing this? Because you've got this, number one, I'm no longer contagious because it's a 7-day and I don't have symptomology like really cold. But I'm not going super hot and heavy. I'm just doing some lifts just to let my muscles know I ain't dead yet, okay? That was a joke, but it's true. Okay, are you ready? So here's the 90. Here's opened out just a little bit, maybe to 110. And then this is closed, see? So I'm closing in just a little. But my back never is going to bend. Now, if you want to put your feet on your spongy form, that's good. You can do that. You can just put those in the dryer, I think. Just put them in the dryer. Nicole's telling me to shush. I'm going to make her come do this with me. Okay, open. All right. I'm going to go down. Come forward. Now go open. Come right on up. Down. Here's the thing. When I let you move with this kind of a rotation in your hip, it's very easy to start doing what we call swinging. I'm not swinging this. This is a medium weight, which is a 9 and a 9 for me. Whenever I come down, I let the weights go into my fingers, then I roll it back. I don't curl my wrist. I let the weight go down to my fingers, pull it into my palm, then pull back until this starts to kick. Yeah? Then you come back out, you say rib cage up, keep your chin tucked, and you stay with that nice, medium, not super hard. You go to this nice, medium weight, medium rhythm of emotion. Okay? The trick is you're going to do more of these than you normally do, and that's okay because we're doing more repetitions. So when I go forward and I come back, I'm working through the core. Then when I pull, and I'm careful about keeping my elbows tight, and I'm careful that I'm not curling at the wrist, I'm getting really great body loading in this motion. It's very doable, even for people that have had shoulder issues. Now, if you've had elbow issues, then you have to see how that elbow is doing with this motion. Okay? But you keep your elbows in. Take a breath. Keep your chin tucked. See, I'm open just a little bit. When I go open, I especially say rib cage up right there. See that? I'm pushing down on my heels. Breath. Keep my chin tucked. Pull. Breath. Here we go. Pull. Breath. Here we go. Open. Now hang on with me. Hang on with me right there. Now tightening your stomach. Say rib cage up. And go out and back. Out and back. Breath. Back. Breath. Back. Keep your chin tucked. Back. Breath. Breath. Right there. Breath. I don't know. I'm thinking we should be somewhere around, I don't know, 25? Maybe? maybe 30. I'm shooting for 30.
Oh, we're way past that.
Oh my gosh, she's on it. Okay, 3 more. Just for that, Kathy, 3 more. Here we go. Okay. These are my medium weights. They're enough to feel a load at least 30 repetition. Kathy thinks we did 100, but we did not. Okay? So at 30 repetition, going right along, your medium weight should be feeling like you're doing something. Okay? Take a big deep breath. So I'm right here on my chair, right? Now we're going to go into body loading again. Okay? Now, I am going to pick up my rod. You don't have to. I'm going to do a series now of what's called chair squats. Okay? Because if you can squat low enough to sit your little butt in a chair and then get your little butt out of that chair without acting like it's a major something that you're doing, I consider that a success as a strength training program, okay? So I'm going to tighten in. I'm going to grab my rod. So my rod's right here. You can do that or not do that. I don't care. I'm going to keep it right here, okay? And I'm going to press into my heels. My feet are open a little wider than shoulder. So I'm going to go forward. I'm going to press into my heels. Then I'm going to act like somebody is pulling this bar. Okay, of course they're not. But we're going to act like they are, okay? So drop your shoulders. Say rib cage up. Are you ready? Drop your chin. Push into your heels and come up. And you're pushing out. Then you come back down. And you go tap. And you come back up. Okay, stay with me now. Here we go. Tap. Come back up. So I actually want you to tap with your little butt on the edge of the chair. Tap. Take a breath. Tap. Take a breath. Here's the deal. When you go down and tap, most of the time you can see where you're landing. But in case you can't and you don't quite push out far enough, you might miss that tap or you're going to go down in the floor. So what I'm telling you is you need to be ready to stand back up. So go to the heels, tap, and come back. Heels, tap, and come back. Take a breath. Heels, tap, come back. Breath, tap, breath, tap, breath, tap, breath. Don't drop your head. Don't drop your head. You're going to come all the way down, tap on that chair, really feel your quads, push into the heels, hands are right out at the shoulders, no higher than. Breath, back, breath, back, breath, back. Just 3 more, 3 more. We've got it, we've got it. Go into your heels right now. Go into your heels. Don't even think about quitting. Heels. Ah. Nicole's laughing. I'm going to make her do this. Take a big deep breath. Put your little bar away. You should be breathing heavily right now. Why? Yes, we did enough of those. And we contracted hard enough in our legs that we got our lungs going. Okay? Now, this is a 9-pound weight in this hand, 9 pounds in this hand. Okay? So I consider that for me medium. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to grab those weights. And I'm going to come back up. I'm going to take a big deep breath. Okay, I'm just on the floor right now, right next to my little chair here. All right. I'm going to do a little hammer curl. See that hammer curl? Okay, for those of you with shoulder issues, pay attention. You've got to be careful with this, especially if you're using weights. If you're not using weights, it's not as problematic. You want to get to where you can use weights, but we are in fact going to do a hinge move. So drop your shoulders, your shoulder width, no more, apart with your feet. Okay, you're going to do a hip hinge. So I push my butt back. I'm going to take a breath, drop my shoulders, pull the weights right here. Then I'm going to open them. Okay? So these are medium weights. Then I'm going to go from my shoulders to the top of my ears. That's it. Come right here. Bring the elbows in. Go down. Take a breath. Pull. Open to the ears. See, I'm waving to you, so I'm not gripping. Drop your shoulders. Bring it right to the shoulders. Bring it in. Bring it right down here. So you're going to hammer curl up right to here. Squeeze your butt. Open. Go to the ears. Bring it right to the shoulders. Stay right there. Take a breath. Say rib cage up. Chin tucked. Ears, shoulders. Ears, shoulders. Breath, 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 breath. Stay with me. Breath, breath. Yeah, breath. Don't use any weights if you have shoulder issues that gives a problem with this. Just do this with no weight. Breath, 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 and bring it in and down. Okay? So we did multiple moves through that shoulder joint. All right? Now, here's my chair. I'm going to put these medium weights on my chair. Okay? I'm going to shake out my hands. Okay? Now, do this with me, especially those of you out there. I know Mary Ann's out there, and she's one of my shoulder, I call you my shoulder people, affectionately. No weights. Get in the stance. Drop your shoulders. Drop your chin in. Push into the heels. Act like you have weights. Tap above the knee. Come up. And look at your elbows. Okay? Belly button in. Now open and just check to see if your hands and your elbows are in line right here. See my hands? I'm talking about this line. Not here. Here, this line. See that? See that? And in. Okay? Carefully open. Okay, drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Bring them in. You should be able to see your elbows. And when you go open, check to see how your shoulders roll in there. Okay? Now, once you're there, just go one at a time. See? To right above the ear. So my elbow, here's my armpit. I'm going to go just to the top of my ear and down. Top of my ear and down. See, this move, this minimal move with weights really works structures through here that get very weak when we in fact have a shoulder issue because it hurts. So you want to do this kind of a move until you can do this move without pain in your joint. Now your muscle will feel like it's working. That's a very different pain. Okay? Just like I'm a different pain. I know I'm a pain, but I'm a different pain. Take a breath. I've been told that. Take a breath. Stay with me. See, I don't have any weight. So even if you don't have shoulder issues, sometimes you get in funky movement patterns because of our posture and because of all kinds of issues. Anyway, you want to move with those shoulders in a hinge, in an open, in a lift, without that shoulder giving you heck, okay? Take a breath, come back in. So see, if I had weights in my hands and I was a shoulder person or had delicate shoulders, then with even a medium weight, I wouldn't do this, okay? I just wouldn't, because there's no reason to hurt something, but I want the movement to be here. So see, I'm taking it out, I'm bringing it in. So I'm doing all body weight type challenges against gravity, with weights, without weights. Shake out my hands, shake out my hands, shake out my hands. Take a deep breath, take a deep breath. So we did chair squats. We're going to do one more set of chair squats because I didn't do a lot of split stance today. We warmed up a little bit on our pad, but let me tell you something. If you have gone, let's say you're on vacation and everything's so busy you weren't able to even pull it up on the YouTube, for shame. But you want to do something so you don't lose your muscles in your legs, right? Do some chair squats. So we're going to go back to our chair squats. Then we're going to hit another body weight load, and we're going to be out of here. So here's my medium weights. I'm going to bring them with me. Okay, I'm going to go to chair squats. I'm going to shoot for 30, do as many as you can. So I'm going to hang on to them. I'm going to be at shoulder width. I'm going to really push hard into my heels, and I'm going to go right down to my butt and come back up. Okay, so I get a little bit of a curl, so that means I need to keep my shoulders down. So I'm going to go boom and come back. So before, if you remember, we did this with the bar. So this is our second set, but it's actually our first set loaded. Okay, so take a breath. Here we go. We got our medium weights. Take a breath, tap. All right, keep checking your parameters. What are your parameters? Shoulders down, right? Rib cage up, chin tucked, shift into the heels, tap the back part of your legs and butt. Breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Do a little curl at the end. Breath. Keep your chin tucked. Stay equal on your heels as you're coming and going. Take a breath. Heels. Stay with me. Breath. I think we're halfway. Breath. Don't flex or round your back. Hip hinge. Curl. Squeeze. Breath. Back. Breath. Back. Breath. Heels. Back. Okay, just stay with me. Let's do 5 more. Breath. Hang with me. Heels. Try not to let your knees come together. 2 more.
30.
Oh, I'm doing 1 more. Kathy's done at 30. Okay, put your weights down. Nice. Okay. Do you remember one of our first circuits this morning was lifting? Do you remember that? So now we're going to do opposite. So I'm going to bring my chair. I'm going to lightly put my hand on. And when I do this move, This is a body weight load move. I have my chair. I'm going to put one foot on the pillow, okay? You're going to bring it up. You're going to push right out with it. See, it's right here. Hands are lightly on the chair. Soften this knee. Some of you have locked them. Keep this knee soft. Okay, rib cage up. Bring it up. Go push. Go push. Go push. Try to keep it up here. Right here. Breath. 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 And then drop to the heel. Up. Drop to the heel. Up. Drop to the heel. Drop to the heel. Rib cage up. 2 more. Ah, 1 more. And back. Back. Okay, now I'm going to stand up here. So, just the fact that I did this little challenge on the pillow, the little disc, made it much more complicated and harder as far as the strength work goes. So I'm going to lightly put my hand here. What do I mean by lightly? If you're gripping this and your arm is starting to get numb and your fingers are turning blue, that's too hard. Loosen up. Put your hand here. Keep yourself in line. That's all you're using that for. Now bend the knee. Bend the knee. Yes. Okay. Now we'll bring it up. See that? So we're going to go up with it. Up with it. Up with it. Bring it up. Breath. Up. And a little extension. Up. Take a big breath. Stay level. Stay level. Breath. 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 Keep your knee just very, very soft. Okay, now we're going to go straight. Drop, up. Drop, up. Loosen up on your hand. Take a breath. Yeah, hang on. Just about 4 more. I'm going to say 2 more. Okay, 1 more. And step off. Walk, walk, walk. Step out. Bring it back. Step out. Bring it back. Take your arm side. Bring it back. Side. Bring it back. Side. Bring it back. So I'm going to term this one, your recovery or getting back in the saddle workout. Let's say you had a head cold like I did, or you were on vacation, or you just decided to be a binge slug. Okay, pick this workout up to get back into doing some weight training. That's what I'm calling this, the recovery workout. Okay. Yes, that's what I'm calling. Oh.